Good principle because we've got some challenges happening in the marketplace that can only be solved by being more resilient. A lot of people are breaking. A lot of people are making mistakes because they're giving up too early. One of the challenges entrepreneurs face is not sticking into their business or going deep enough in their business when a failure occurs, when something bad happens, or somebody tells them this is the wrong business. They believe that advice. I've been on over 40 calls this week with future millionaires. A few were millionaires already, and they wanted to level up their game and get a little bit further. And it seems like a theme. There's a lot of people telling them that they can't be successful in the thing that they're doing, even though all the statistics and facts point out that they could be if they just stayed in it long enough. Welcome back, Alchemists. This is the 52 Weeks to Wealth. Wealth Principle 24 is the power of stick-to-itiveness. And we're going to go through this wealth principle today with a few action steps, with a guided meditation, as well as a book of the week. But before we do, I want a show of hands from everybody who's still committed to our mission to build 100 millionaires, who are inspired to build 100 millionaires. Once we help you get yours, you'll help others get theirs. Excellent. And we're still committed to doubling our income every year, doubling our income, doubling our net worth. Show of hands if that's true for you. Excellent, excellent. All right. We do it through real estate. We do it through business. Most operators in real estate forget, or I guess people outside of real estate forget that all of us have operational companies. Every real estate investor that I know has another stream of income, whether it's flipping houses, or wholesaling, being an agent, a lender, a mortgage broker, a financial planner, a property manager, a contractor, a plumber, electrician, or some other business, whether they're an engineer, or a doctor, something along the lines. Show of hands if you know somebody who has another business and also invests in real estate. I see some on here who are coaches. They own coaching companies. So, if we know that to be true, why is it that on the 40 calls I did this week, so many people said to me this: I want to quit my job, then invest in real estate? Drop in the chat. Our coaches in the call know what I'm talking about. They're all saying this. This is a theme. 40 people on the call, 40 people said the same thing. I really want to quit my job so I can invest full time in real estate. Whoa. Maybe you need to actually go back and read all the success books. Nobody says quit your job. I've read a lot of books. I've read over 450 books. None of them say quit your job to invest in real estate. Not a single one says this. Not a single person, not a single guru or coach will ever tell you, you know what you need to do to get really successful in real estate? Quit your job. It just doesn't happen. Most of them are saying you need to stay in it long enough. Show of hands if you've been told that by somebody in this community. Stay in your job, keep working, keep doing your thing. Yes. Now, why do we have the instinct to quit our job and move into something new? We'll talk about that today. One of the challenges that entrepreneurs face is this idea of the grass is greener on the other side. Who here was told that the grass is not greener on the other side? It's greener where you water it. Show of hands if you've heard that before. Yes, the grass is greener where you water it. But we as humans are always looking for something better. We're always looking for an easier way. We're looking for a faster way. It is part of the reason, like anthropologically speaking, it's part of the reasons we survive. In fact, if you Google this, let me share a fun fact that I just recently confirmed. We are the largest population of mammals on the planet. If you go and Google, and you're going to love this fact, you're going to love who the second place mammal on the planet is. Some of you are already Googling to figure it out. We are number one, 8 billion in our total population. 8 billion humans on this planet. Number one mammal on the planet. Number two, rats. Number two mammal on the planet in population by volume of population, rats. The reason being, for every human being, it turns out, for every 8 billion human beings, we require 7 billion rats on our planet to make sure that all of our garbage is consumed. Rats follow human beings. They live off of us. Second, following rats are sheep at 1.1 billion by population, followed by cows and chicken. Chickens are not mammals. They're considered birds. They're slightly different genus. So we are the most populous species on the planet. Why is that? It is because we're creative and we're curious. We want to try different things. We experiment often. We've done and experimented every piece of ground on the planet. Any piece of livable ground on the planet we occupy, even the unlivable ones. Even Antarctica, we do have a population sitting out there studying the past and the history. Show of hands if we are the most virulent mammal on the planet. We are literally the greatest of all time, all history. In fact, if you go further back in history, this is by the way, how you know that you are capable of stick-to-ing through difficult things is also because you're a human. Because humans are able to do long-term thinking, long-term planning. It's what separates us from all of the other species that look and act and smell and have similar bone structures as us, but are not us. Show of hands if we are different from everything else on the planet. Yeah. And so we've overpopulated. We've not overpopulated, but we've outpopulated everybody else. I think there's plenty of room for 50 billion people on the planet, 50 billion more, as long as us real estate investors stay in the game, because we can always build up. We don't always have to go sideways. We can go vertical. And that is my strong suggestion, that you do learn how to build up. Most of the buildings that I've purchased are 3 or more stories. So, fans, if you'd love to have 3 or more story buildings, oh, yeah. Excellent. We're in the multifamily space. Alchemist Nation is committed to building millionaires who are committed to building millionaires who are focused on the multifamily investment space, because that is truly what we as a species require. Ants and termites, they build down and they build up. True or true? They are the most populous insect on the planet. They have done the best job because they stick to a philosophy that works really well. In fact, ants are very similar to human beings. They grow their own food. Did you know leaf cutter ants will literally go chop leaves, take their food inside the little place, and then let the fungus that they actually live off of grow off of those leaves? Show fans if you're familiar with some of this. My late night Discovery Channel people. Awesome. All right. Entrepreneurs. How entrepreneurs like ants? How entrepreneurs, well, you're all humans. But what is it about this ability to stick to it that has separated our species from all the others? There's another species that you've maybe heard of that looks like us, close to us, but has slightly bigger eyes. Who here's heard of the Neanderthal? Sort of Neanderthals. All right, we've only found a handful of them, literally like less than 10. There's like a small handful of Neanderthal that we have actually found. And it turns out that 2 to 8% of every white person on this planet has Neanderthal in them. Now, our African American friend, well, not African American, just our black friends, the people from actual Africa, are only true Homo sapiens. The rest of you, the rest of us, have a little bit of Neanderthal in us. Show of hands if this is the first time you're hearing this. It's a great fact. Go study it. So the true Homo sapien are actually descendants from Africa. So if you see a black friend, you have one of those. They're true blood, and the rest of us are mixed with the species that died off. Show of hands if it's okay if our ancestors died off. It's because they lacked something. They lacked the ability to build community. The Neanderthal's brain, although the same size as ours, it was shaped differently. Their foreheads were a little bit angled, and they didn't have the stick-to-itiveness in community. Unfortunately, they lacked the ability to have a lot of relationships. You, as a Homo sapien, or at least a Homo sapien descendant, you have the ability to have more relationships than anybody else. And most unsuccessful people start separating themselves from people. They can't seem to stick through the hard times. They tend to, if somebody is mad at them, they'll just avoid that person. Show of hands if you've ever had that temptation, or you know people who do this all the time. Just end relationships because of difficult times. Or they quit a job, or they quit a business because of difficult times. Real estate is one of the most difficult things to do because it involves humans. It's a human-based business. It's a relationship-based business. And it involves maintaining relationships when times are tough and when times are easy, which is very easy to do. But when times are tough and things are stressful, it is difficult to want to go collect rent from a tenant that's pissing you off or not paying. Show or have hands if that's true. My landlords know what I'm talking about. It's difficult to go and fix a unit when a tenant hasn't paid you in 2 months or 3 months. It's frustrating. It's a difficult task, but you have to stick through it. You can't just sell your building because you have one bad tenant. Otherwise, that's how I buy my property. I will buy the property from you at a discount, a steep, cheap discount, because you can't manage people. You can't build strong relationships or maintain strong relationships. So today's mission, today's principle of stick-to-itiveness, to understand the power of stick-to-itiveness, goes beyond the emotional. It goes beyond what we think and we just feel immediately. And that was one of the challenges with Neanderthals. They just were too emotional. They lacked the frontal cortex that our Homo sapien ancestors have. Show of hands if you've got a nice straight forehead. You got one of those big foreheads? Yeah, you all do. That's what allows you to think consciously and think long-term into the future. That's something different that all the other animals on the planet don't have. They don't have this ability for long-term thinking and long-term sticking to things. Now, unfortunately, we have a lot of humans around us who can't stick to things too. True or true? A lot of friends, family who just like, they want to do this, then they want to do this. I got people, I was on 40 calls this past 2 weeks. I want to be a wholesaler. I want to be a hairstylist. I want to be a mortgage broker. I want to be a realtor. I want to get my property management license. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to do wholesaling again. I'm going to wholesale multifamily instead of wholesaling single family. I'm going to step in and then I'm going to do a lot of flips. I plan on doing like 40, 50 flips. And then I'm going to get to the point where eventually I buy a multifamily. Show of hands if you've ever met somebody who's had this plan, this business plan. You can imagine this business plan, right? No, yeah. All week I've been talking to people who want to be successful, who want to be wealthy, and I've asked them, okay, well, how long have you been doing this one? And they're like, well, I've been doing it 3 months. Well, what have you been doing for more than 3 months? What have you been doing for 3 years, please? Bring me the 3 year plan, the thing you've done for a while. And then when I go to that, their mindset, this is unsuccessful people's mindset. The successful people's mindset are like, yes, that's what I'm going to stay in. But unsuccessful people, people who will never make it, are like, well, but I want to do the new thing. I want to do the new thing. It's like, well, the old thing you're actually good at. Well, it's boring. Good. It should be boring. Stick-to-itiveness requires discipline of knowing a thing so well that you can't mess it up anymore. Who here's heard of somebody new getting into real estate and losing a ton of money? Even worse, losing other people's money. Yeah, us bored people, we don't lose money, right? Bored people, it's boring to us, but because we're damn good at it. We just do the same thing that has always worked because we've found a system and we do it over and over, and it's boring. So show of hands if you're okay with your success being boring. You're okay with your business being boring. It should be. It should be systematic. Now, stick-to-itiveness requires you getting used to and loving the boring. The more you can love the systems, the repeating of customer satisfaction, the repeating of customer improvement, of helping sellers sell you their property at a great deal for you and for them, at creative financing, bring solutions in. Like when you hear me and Larry and Doug and some of the other coaches talk about creative investing strategies, like we do it because it's so common sense to us. It's just a habit that we've built because we've done so many of these negotiations. Show of hands if you'd like to get to that level. You'd like to get that to be boring for you too. It comes through repetition. It comes through sticking through all the way to the end of an evaluation, not looking at a property online and saying, okay, I'll evaluate it later, and not evaluating. Not evaluating 100 properties and saying I'll submit an offer later and never submitting an offer. It comes through sticking through the process all the way from start to finish. Names on deeds is a 7-step process. Show of hands if you've heard of names on deeds, heard of the concept of names on deeds, putting names on deeds. You know, the whole concept behind alchemization, how we build millionaires is we help people transfer the title of a building to them. To put your name on the deed is where the true wealth is actually built. The person who gets the rent is the person whose name is on the deed. True or true? Rent always goes to the person who owns the property. Ownership is 9% of the law, 9/10 of the law. So ownership is the goal. Names on deeds then is the goal. And from names on deeds, it has 7 steps. The first step, if you want to write it down, you can do it with me really quick. I'm going through them super fast because most of you should know them already. The 7 steps to names on deeds. If you don't know the 7 steps, you can go to namesondeeds.com. 7 steps to names on deeds. First is you must know your strategy. Most people skip this. They go straight to step 3, but you must know your strategy. If you don't know your strategy, you'll never be able to choose your location. Who here has heard that in real estate, it's location, location, location? Yes. Well, your strategy is dictated by your location. Your location is dictated by your strategy. If you say, I want to do multifamilies, 6-unit types of buildings, well, here's what I'll tell you. There are very few, there's almost none in Gainesville, Florida. But I know for a fact there are 604 in Fall River, Massachusetts, and that there are 598 in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Show of hands if we understand, location makes a big difference. Excellent. Now, the neighborhood cities right next door, Swansea, Somerset, they have no more than 46 families. That would be really hard to get access to those multifamilies, those 6 families. In fact, it's near impossible because the people who own them never sell them. But when you have a 600 between 2 major cities, you have a 1,200 inventory. That's a good place to start. True or true? So strategy dictates location. From location, this is where most, if they get past their strategy, if a person getting into real estate can get past their strategy, this is where most mess up. They don't stick to their location. But the people who stick to a location, learn the location, get access to more deals in the location, and eventually close on a property inside that location. We don't buy things on market for the most part. We have to buy off market. The only way to get to off market is you spend a lot of time building relationships with people who have access to properties that are off market, not currently listed. Show of hands if that makes sense. Stick-to-itiveness is necessary once you get to step 2. Step 3 is hard. Step 3 is hard to hold off on until you've gotten the other 2 done. Most people have the addiction. Most real estate investors have the addiction of like, I'm looking up properties. I'm looking up properties. I'm looking up properties. Look at all these properties. Look at all these properties. They're in Mississippi. They're in Kansas. They're in Ohio. They're in Texas. They're in Florida. They're in Arizona. It's like, well, okay, which one are you putting offers on? Well, I'm not really sure about the area. No shit, because you haven't done step 2. Location. Obsess over the location. One city, one zip code. Obsess over that location to the point where you have access to the knowledge and the team, the boots on the ground necessary to invest in a market. Show of hands if you commit to your location, one zip code. Perfect. Excellent. Next, find deals. Build a stream of deals. Step three, build a stream of deals in that city of that strategy. If you're a multifamily person, you're not going to look for condos in that city. Doesn't make any sense. You're not going to look for single families in that city. You're going to say, I do 20 to 40 units in this particular zip code. That's what I ask for. And that has made it very easy for people to bring me something that fits my buy box. Who has a buy box knows what they want. If you don't, get one. Get one now. Excellent. So step three is source a ton of deals. And the way you do this is you go to every single person in your market in that zip code and you say, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. Send it to me. Here's how you send it to me. Please send me this. And you just keep telling everybody. Number four, evaluate deals. So simple, right? Once you have the deals, once you have the flow of deals, you evaluate. Now you got to stick to the flow. Here's where a lot of real estate investors who are actually successful fail and aren't multi-millionaires. They stop hunting for deals. As soon as they get one, they put it under agreement. They stop. They shut off their marketing. Business rule number one, never, ever shut off your marketing. Never. Never stop selling. Never shut off your marketing. Absolutely necessary. So number three is find deals. Number four, evaluate deals. Number four is connected to number five. As soon as you evaluate deals, submit offers. Number five is submit offers. Number six is fund the deal. Number six, when people come to me and Larry and all these other coaches and they say, okay, I can't buy real estate yet because I don't have the money. I need to learn how to get the money. I need to learn how to get the money. Dude, get the money is literally step number six. You have not submitted offers. You've not found deals. You haven't committed to your strategy. You haven't committed to your location. This is why you can't raise money. It's because you don't have a deal. You don't have any knowledge of a market. You can't present anything to an investor. This is why you cannot raise capital. That's why you don't have capital sitting at your beck and call because nobody knows what you're investing in. Show of hands, we commit to always telling everybody what we're submitting offers on. So you want to raise a bunch of capital? Tell all your friends I just submitted an offer on a 3-family in Texas or whatever your market is, right? For me, it's Fall River, Massachusetts. So I submitted an offer. Actually, I just submitted an offer on 100 units in Mississippi. 100 units in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Okay, I submitted an offer on 100 units. This is what we're paying. We're paying about $27,000 per door, which is fantastic. Hey, who do you know who's interested? Jeff fans, we can do this. Step six. Fund the deal. Raise capital, fund the deal. Step seven, close. Step seven is why wealth principle 24 is so important. Stick-to-itiveness. Even the most successful investors will still choke on a deal. Even the most successful investors will get to the point where they're 40 days out, 30 days out, 15 days out, and they start saying, I don't know if I want to close on this. Ah, man, do I really want to take on the work? The more the knowledge they get about the deal, the more they're like, fuck, I don't want to do it. I'm scared. I'm nervous. Oh, no, I'm taking all this pressure. Even I've had deals fall apart 7 days before closing. And I called the investor like, what the F happened? Oh, well, the mortgage broker said that the appraisal didn't come back right. It's like, so what? Who cares? Like, what are we going to do creatively to close the deal? Does the seller still want to sell? Yes. Oh, well, bro, I already got rid of it. It's like, what do you mean? Yeah, I already got rid of it because you couldn't stick to it. Couldn't stick to it. Couldn't stick all the way to the end. They got a chance to get out and they got out. Show of hands if you can see how a person might do this. If it's happened to you in other places in your life where it's just you got close. I almost had it. Oh my God, the stories I heard this week. I almost had it, bro. I was so close. I was there. I just about. It's disgusting. It's sad. It's pathetic. I hate hearing it, man. I want each one of you to be successful. So I need you to really buckle down on today's lesson. Today's mission, if you choose to accept it, is to learn the power of stick-to-itiveness. So what is it going to do for you? One, it's going to help you overcome obstacles. Two, it's going to help you achieve long-term goals. Stick-to-itiveness is necessary when things are important. You don't need it when things are unimportant. Show of hands if you live in a world that's economic and money is important to you. Financial freedom is important to you. Your time is valuable. All right. So maybe your wealth should be something you stick to. Maybe your education in real estate should be something you stick to. Maybe you're doing deals and following through on things is something that you should stick to. And I think that if you agree with me, we're going to move forward and it's going to be a powerful session for you today. Show of hands if you agree. You're going to turn this into something powerful that you stick to. Excellent. Alchemist Nation has taught me many things. When I started it, I was a very successful real estate investor. And when I started this business and said, I'm going to build the greatest community that has built millionaires and build 100 millionaires. And then later on, I was upgraded by Vinny Chopra. He said, I want you to build 1 million millionaires. And as we're upgrading and pushing, and Brian Kent's like, well, I want you to buy $5 billion worth of real estate with this community. And as the board is pushing me and my partners are pushing me, I'm realizing more and more this business, this organization, this concept, this community is way harder than being an investor in real estate. It is way more difficult because it involves so much more leveling up of not just myself, but the people who I work with in order to level up the mission, to level up the community. And every day I am presented with an opportunity to stop. Every single waking moment, I'm presented with an opportunity to give up on the next call, not show up, to not be there, to not go to the gym, to not call the next leader or speak to the next coach or speak to the next student or the next person in the mastermind. Every day I have an opportunity. Show of hands if you also have these opportunities to give up on your dream, to give up on something that's important to you. Absolutely. We're given the opportunity every single day, every single minute. There's constant pressure against you. I know I feel it myself every single day. Constant pressure, constant loads of expectation. As I show up to our local events, I spoke in Gainesville, I spoke in Orlando. I'm speaking in Orlando next week, Atlanta next week. I spoke in Jacksonville. Yeah, that's last week. This week, I spoke in Daytona, or speaking in Daytona next week or the week after. And as I go and I speak, and I spoke in Brandon, man, I just see all of these beautiful people who have expectations, who want to do better in their lives, who want to scale up their business, who want really financial freedom. Most of them in the room don't care about being a millionaire. Most of them are just saying, man, I don't want to work my job. Most of them are just saying to me, I want to quit my job. I hate what I'm doing. I want to do something that I love, something that I'm passionate about. That seems to be the theme of Alchemist Nation, the community that we're developing and building. Now, originally my goal was to build millionaires, but it turns out that this community wants financial freedom. Show of hands if that's true for you. You're totally cool with financial freedom. It's like a great goal. It's a lot of work. Financial freedom is an interesting component. It's really hard because you got to give up a lot of expenses. Either you have financial freedom immediately just by cutting out all the things you spend your money on. Go be a hobbit, live out in the forest, make your own food, and you could be financially free just off a very small income. Or you got to earn a lot more money. Or you've got to get an income stream that is earning for you. You've got to generate income. And this is where my first book was written. The point is not to work, it's to generate income. Broke to a quarter million had that subtitle for a reason. And hopefully you're sticking to your commitment to build cash flow assets. Show of hands if you agree. You're going to stick to it. There's the book right there, Scott. Love it, brother. All right. So as we're going through, uh, here's some strategies for cultivating perseverance. That's or stick-to-itiveness, right? It's actual word, stick-to-itiveness. Step one, get clear goals. Get clear about the actual goals that you are doing and your why behind them. Why are you doing what you do? Why are you sticking to it? Why is this important to you? So pull out a pen and paper. We're going to do this very quickly together. And if you're in Mission to Millions, Doug worked yesterday very hard to make sure that you were doing it. Why is it that this is relevant? This mission that you have, this goal that you have, why is this relevant for you? I'm gonna ask you to just write it down first, one quick sentence. Usually the first thing that people tell me is bullshit. So I want you to go a little deeper. Why is that important to you? The thing you just wrote down, that why is that important to you? Now we're looking for the actual emotion here. I'm not just like, I want financial freedom. No shit. Of course you do. Everybody wants financial freedom, but why? Was it because you didn't get to be the person you wanted to be when you were growing up? Is it because you didn't get the attention that you deserved as a child? Is it because you didn't get uh, the options, the lifestyle that you were seeking? Is it because you didn't get the horse when you were a little girl? Is it because you didn't have the encouragement or the friends that you wanted? Why is it so important for you to reach your goal? And write really quickly. What is that why? Write it down really fast. So I want you to break it down into a goal, like a long-term goal, 3 years, 5 years. I want you to break it down into a month goal, into a 5-day goal, a 7-day goal. What is it you can do today that's going to lead you to that goal 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What is it you can do this year? What is it you can do next month, this quarter, the 7 days, 5 days, this next hour? What is it you can do to make sure you're reaching that goal? Make sure that why that you're installing is so important. This perseverance that I have to continue doing things that are inconvenient. I'll call every activity I do for this community inconvenient. I love it, and I am passionate about what I'm doing. I'm passionate about each one of you and your success. But at the same time, when I want to be in the gym just lifting weights, or I want to be reading the next book, but instead I'm on a call, it's a little inconvenient to what my current mind wants to do, but not what my future self wants to do. My future self wants to say I built this. Right? My future self, like future Walter 5 years from now, wants to say we had 300 communities, we built in real estate in 300 different cities, and I made 1 million millionaires. That's what future Walter wants to say. But present Walter seems a little lazy to me. So offense if you feel the same way with yourself. It's like the present version's like a little bit of a finicky person. They can't see it. They can't always see the vision. And so it's important to write this down. Break it down into little goals that your present self can pull off. Little goals that your present self can get some wins. So goals, remember they have to be SMART. So that means they're specific, measurable, achievable. They inspire you, they motivate you, which means they're you can do them. They have to be time-based, time sensitive. You have to have like a time or some sort of measurement inside of it, measurable. So clear goals. So I'm asked today at the end of this call, which will end somewhere around 11, go and get clear. Get really, really clear on why you're doing it. So that when you do get into trauma or drama or things that bother you or frustrations, that you can just stick to the very end. Write those down. One, two, three. Just clear goals, clear things that you know for sure. You know, like the thing I love that Gary did with us this weekend in the leadership call for all of our leaders. He said, if you were on an island and you knew you were going to be stuck there for the next 10 years and you had 2 minutes left of your cell phone and you could only call one person and you're going to give them instructions so that your business would grow while you're gone. You could only call one person. And this is specific for your business. You're not calling your loved ones to tell them you love you, right? This is your business. You know you're going to be on this island for 10 years. Maybe you got your spouse with you, right? You're going to be on this island for 10 years and your cell phone's about to die. You're not going to charge it. You're not going to have any service. You've got to talk to one person. You have 2 minutes. What do you say to them? What could you say so that your business runs and grows while you're gone? And this, by the way, is the secret to creating a great succession plan, which if you were on the call Monday with all of our leaders, then Gary trained us on this little leadership mistake most leaders make is they don't create a succession plan. They don't create a way for things to happen. What I'm telling you today is that if you have this clarity around what that conversation will look like, well, you're not trapped on an island. And you could have that conversation today. And you could get the ball rolling in your business and start doing the right thing and just sticking to that plan. I wrote mine the other day as Gary gave us this exercise. Who'd like to know what I wrote down? How Alchemist Nation grows without me if I didn't exist, if I wasn't here, and I had to trust one person to run it. So I wrote down Darina as my person I call. I'm assuming I didn't have her, right? So I said, okay, Darina, I'm going to call her. And I'm going to ask Darina to talk to two people. It's going to be Gary and it's going to be Ron. I'm going to ask her to talk to two people. What I'm going to ask her to do is go to Gary and tell Gary, we need a team of salespeople. We need 60 salespeople. And these 60 salespeople are going to go and reach out to 60 dream managers because our dream managers are who really lead our leadership team. Our dream managers, Gary already knows, they have the ability to lead 5 leaders. So they can have 5 leaders in a group. So for example, we have Florida. Billy Reuter runs Daytona, Jacksonville. He runs Gainesville and Orlando. And I believe he has Fort Lauderdale as well. So those are all places that he can drive to. Simple enough. So I said, get the 60 salespeople, get the 60 dream managers. Let them do what they do. The dream managers will find the leaders. The leaders will build the millionaires. The millionaires will go out and buy real estate and do deals inside the communities that we want to control and help. Simple enough. Show fans if your goals could be broken down to something as simple as that. Absolutely. And I was very emotional, by the way, because I was like, I want to see this happen. I was like, what if I was like, thinking I got 2 minutes before I die, right? But I fortunately get to be here for it. So over these next 30 days, 60 days, I'm going to take the work and the things that the board has given me. Brian Kent's the one who told me I need 60 salespeople. He's like, you need to get this done. You get 60 salespeople, you can pass this mission on way further, way, way stronger, way further. And if you're wondering what the hell are they selling? Because I got a lot of questions recently. Anybody know what we're selling? Want to know what we're selling? We sell one thing in Alchemist Nation. So the thing we sell is the only thing that's built millionaires. I had 38 products. 38 products, 38 programs over the last 5 years. We tested a whole bunch of stuff. The only thing that consistently every single one of our 30 millionaires over the last 4 years had been through consistently was the mastermind. All other products, they had, dispersed and like different people were in it. Sometimes different people were in this, sometimes different people were in this, sometimes different people were in that. 38 products. But one product every single one of the 30 millionaires had been through was the mastermind. So when I'm looking at things and saying, what do I belong selling? It's one product. It's one service, one thing that works. Now, do we have other things that are good for beginners? Yes, because the mastermind is not for beginners. The mastermind is not for somebody who's not actively going to buy real estate this year. If you need to learn real estate, we have other programs that make sense for them. If you are looking to scale up your business, you just need to make sales. Maybe you need to be on the call Wednesday that Billy's going to be doing the 3 steps to increase and scale your business. But the mastermind is how we've built millionaires. So, show of hands if you understand, I'm looking to automate the millionaire building process. I want to automate. That's always been my mission. So, if I hire 60 salespeople who first go and get me 60 dream managers, who then build 300 locations across this wonderful country, who then work through people, the leaders will bring all of the people to their event, support them, serve them. And all I have to do is have that sales team go and sell the right people into the mastermind. And anybody who's not ready, drive them back to the free courses, like the cheap courses, the things to help them get their income, to learn real estate, all of those different things. The sales team just drives them towards development. I've essentially automated the millionaire process for the most part, but there's this new thing called AI. And we're really looking at, wouldn't it be nice if you had a text coach, a coach that just texted you and said, hey, this is the next thing. Have you put an offer in today? Have you put an offer in today? And I'll tell you how I've discovered that this would be great. I went to the dentist the other day. They told me I need to floss my teeth. Has anybody had that conversation? All right. I went to Gary's house the next day. I told Gary, he's like, yeah, I need to floss, man. He's like, dude, I floss every day. I was like, bro, you know what I need? I need a reminder every day to floss. And Gary went into Alchemist Connect and he created a reminder and he sent me a text. Created literally an automation that sends me a text every day with like articles and things that like inspire me to floss. And like every single day I get this text that says, hey man, remember flossing is important. Or you should floss today. And here's another reason why flossing is so easy to do. And like every day I get a different text. It's part of this AI based automation that gives me different coaching. Like it's accountability. And it's been actually working. I now floss every day since this conversation started. So one, let's give Gary a round of applause for being a great friend and also being a little technologically savvy. And Dorina has given me a compliment today. She says your teeth look amazing and they smell great too. I was, yeah, because I floss every day because I got this little text that's coming into my system reminding me to floss. This basic little thing, this habit that I've not been able to break for 38 years on this planet, now solved in 2 weeks from getting a text automation. Show of hands if this has blown my mind. Like I don't know about you, but for me, this seems like a cheat code. It seems like a hack that we can use in Alchemist Nation. So we haven't built it, but I just want to share with you that that's the next iteration of what we're building is getting into this millionaire process really is as automated as we possibly humanly can. So if you know somebody in sales, I am looking. And if you know somebody who wants to learn more about our process, my sales team is me, Dorina, and Gary, and Billy Reuter right now. So we're not going to sell you anything that isn't right for you. Show of hands if you understand that already. We will not. We will not ever. The only thing we'll ever sell is something that's right. But if you do want a free conversation, a free consultation for us to go and look at your millionaire path, I've been doing this the last 2 weeks. I've spoken to over 40 people and built really powerful roadmaps for these folks. So show of hands if you've been on one of my roadmaps in the last year or two. Awesome. Was it valuable? Thumbs up if it was valuable. If you have more clarity in your business, clarity on what you're doing. Awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. Love it. Who has been on one of my dream manager calls? Dream management. Awesome. All our leaders. Excellent. Excellent. So the Dream Manager program is rolling out. It was me for the last 3 months, and now I'm rolling it out into people who are smarter, better business consultants, high-level business consultants, and they're only going to take on 5 leaders at a time, with the exception of Billy, who's I think taken 7 or 8, and Mark, who I think just took 6, because they're helping us out. They're supporting us while we're looking for more high-level business consultants to help our leaders get to that next level. That's a lot of behind the scenes. Stick-to-itiveness is undeniably why you will be successful. It's undeniably why Alchemist Nation will continue to be successful and grow. So there are 3 steps, action steps I want you to take, and then Doug's going to walk us through a process. We're going to do the book of the week, which, by the way, who here has read the book The Alchemist? Mike Shine's on the call, so we're gonna need somebody. All right, all right, all right. Somebody is going to give us the book of the week review. Mitch, you down to do it? The Alchemist?
You know, the great thing about that book is it's the one book that I gifted to you. But the irony is, I didn't read it before I gifted it to you.
Well, in that case, let's give Mitch Trosky a round of applause. Billy Reuter will be giving the book of the week this week. Fantastic. All right. Number one, set clear goals. And number two, develop resilience. Cultivate resilience by reframing setbacks, reframing like Tony Robbins talks about, like Doug's talking about in the Mission to Millions training he's doing right now, reframing failures and education and lessons into setbacks and into opportunities for growth, into lessons, into seminars. Embrace failure as a natural part of your journey. Failure is like exciting, love it because it teaches you something, and use it to refine your approach, adjusting your strategy and keep moving forward. So that's develop a form of resilience. If you are not currently going to the gym or running or working out in some capacity, please do. Because if you're a good, moral, ethical person who does things legally and wants to grow and help others, I need you around a little bit longer. It's hard to replace you. Show fans if you understand you're valuable to this community and to yourself and probably to your family. So please stick to your personal physical development as well. And number three, stay consistent. So the 52 weeks of wealth is designed to give you a new principle every week for 52 weeks, then start over so we consistently go through a process that will help you develop and double your income and double your net worth. It's been proven by billionaires. They've gone through, and in fact, if you want proof that the billionaires approve of this program, go back and watch our Thursday call with Vinny Chopra. Abundance Thursdays, we've reviewed every principle for the last 2 years, and we go principle by principle, and Vinny every single time says, I love this principle. He said, this is another really important principle. So we've proven it through billionaires at the 52 wealth principles. And here's what all is not important. That's probably it, and take it seriously because that coming up. Wealth principle 33 is build your run it well. So you have to true. Well, this 52 wealth popular. So stay consistent with the network and and accountability. We will be doing a little bit of networking to a different Zoom room, and that networking is an option. It's optional for those of you who are people in them. So you're going to get some deeper connections. Good for you. All right, book of the week. Tied to the principle itself. The reason we audible and find that strength.
Good to see everybody as their time. The book, The Alchemist, that's how much I love this book. And it is just so great to reaffirm what Walter just shared about how the book is beautifully tied to this letters here as high achievers here, literally the process. It's trusting the process because we always, as focused, we want to make $1 million. We want to gain the muscles, right? We see the outcome in our, but what makes someone a high achiever is the day. What you don't see is the people who celebrate wins, right? I may see behind the scenes how many rejections. Or Jennifer's on here, her 3 days because she's beautiful and amazing. But in her mind, I'm sure she went through on this call. It Walter the other day, something and mindset. It's all about positivity. Positivity is the expression through being prepared. When you're prelude that positivity, because real estate business, there's millionaire challenges. There's going to be challenges, right? But are you prepared to embrace the journey? And that's exactly what this book teaches. But understand data mindset. Are you focused only on that soreness of your legs, the no you got on the deal, or are you willing to step up, have an unbreakable state of mind? Are you willing to, and know that these little hiccups are just hiccups? Hold the vision, every single day commit to it, embrace the journey, and just never give up. Well,
Give Billy Reuter a round of applause. So we teach Wednesday's webinar for Trifecta. Also, this book to me was an inspiration. Who here has read The Alchemist? Such a great story. What a great story. Just Paulo Coelho is such a great storyteller that this is one of the books I plan to read to my son when he's born and just over and over and over because it's just a great story. And I know that he'll pay attention to it. I know that for me, when I was young, my dad used to read me stories, and that was one of the relationships that and they were going through and they were saving books like The Richest Man in Babylon and The Alchemist. So if you find that it's just a soft, simple way to read. If somebody in the future ever and tells you this is a bag of gold, go and get that thing tested right away. Maybe just believe that it is enough to get you to that next level of success. People who is driving, then I would not only trained by Tony Robbins, he then coached community for years. He went around, he taught business owners and mortgage brokers and turn up by using their mindset, by use 6. So learned hypnosis and NLP and how to run great guided meditations. In fact, I would say are my favorite. Because he adds a way of communicating. His language is really good. So if you are interested in doing a guided meditation with tools that we use to insert programs into your God, don't insert programs into my mind. Well, here's what I'll tell you. You pull out a pen and paper and write your do things upon certain so already been programmed. So what we're going to do today is some of the bad stuff, like money doesn't get successful. It takes money to make some of the stuff that doesn't work. And so I feel tired, people. I'm just not good at real estate. I never do good in things that I'm new at. Maybe all those beliefs are just so. If you're,
Of course, everyone I got to share that Larry and blew away the full house. So it's got to have to did with Larry that you do, because his gruff exterior and is brilliant. So quotable resource that we have beyond guys. Yes, Larry, I've been we're cramming in. We're doing our best. This is usually the amount of time one day would be. Thank you for allowing us to fire hose shorter sessions. So thank you for that. So with that being, please let me know if you can hear. Big, deep cleansing your eyes up to the back of your head. That's it. Tense your face, tense every part, tense your toes. To feel that state deep, ancient oak tree soil of your business. Stick-to-itiveness. Natural ability to stand firm in the face of adversity. Your resilience weaving through the earth's foundation. Unshakable. Resolute. So as you breathe in right now, connect even more to your higher power, to God, to Mother Nature, and repeat these affirmations either aloud or in your head. I am steadfast in my endeavors, and my resolve is as enduring as the age-old forest. My commitment is my compass, guiding me through the ebbs and flows of my business journey. Discipline is my ally, and with it, I shape the destiny of my business. That's right, and as we own these, we know that you can stand firm in your convictions as the oak stands against the storm. As you grow stronger with each challenge, as Billy shared, they're going to come, so be like the tree that strengthens in the wind. As you commit to your path with unyielding determination of nature. And I wonder, as you answer these questions and become even more present to your stick-to-itiveness, why is it that every setback makes me more determined to succeed? How do I find such clarity and strength in my commitment each day? And what allows my discipline to be an unending wellspring of progress? So let me tell you a story, as Gwalta shared earlier, the power of story. And Billy did such a great job sharing about The Alchemist. Let me tell you a story that embodies the power of unwavering commitment. You see, once upon a time, in a vast desert of golden sands, there stood a single cactus. And this cactus, despite the harshness of its environment, thrived where others could not. It knew the secret of the desert, the art of preservation and patience. The cactus had a dream to become an oasis, a beacon of life in the midst of barrenness. Each day it captured the dew with its needles, and stored the rain in its thick skin. It basked in the relentless sun, converting its fiery rays into nourishment. Many looked upon the cactus and saw only a plant surviving. But the cactus was doing much more. As Billy shared earlier, the hard work, the effort, the pain, the challenges were going on. It was preparing, growing, becoming stronger and more resilient. It understood that to reach its goal, it had to embrace the harshness of the desert and transform it into a source of life. Years passed, and travelers began to notice something extraordinary. Around the base of the cactus, small sprouts of green began to appear. The cactus's unwavering discipline, patience, and stick-to-itiveness had paid off. Slowly, the desert began to transform, and the cactus became the center of a thriving oasis. And this cactus, much like you, understood that to grow, to truly make a difference, it had to be resilient. It had to remain committed to its vision. It had to embrace discipline and its stick-to-itiveness as its closest companions. As you reflect on this story, know that within you lies this same potential to turn your environment, no matter how challenging, into a place of growth and success. With resilience and stick-to-itiveness as your armor and commitment as your guide, you can and will flourish. Carry this understanding back with you as you begin to return to full awareness. Keeping the image of the thriving oasis as a symbol of what you can achieve through the power of stick-to-itiveness, resilience, commitment, and discipline in your business and your life. That's right. Come on back.
That was pretty good. Let's give Doug McGurk a round of applause as you're coming back to the room. For some of you, this may be the first time you've hung out with us on a Saturday morning. The guided meditation is a bonus. When Doug is here with us, we get a little guided meditation with the principles. When he is not, I will still walk you through a guided meditation, but it's not as pretty. We don't have the music and we don't have Doug's amazing voice. So one more time, let's give Doug McGurk a round of applause. If these have been helpful for you over the last few weeks, last few months, please drop in the chat the word yes, so that Doug can feel the love and he knows why he does what he does. Guys like Doug and myself and many of the other coaches, most of the time will work off of testimonials and people saying, I love this, this helps. So let's give Doug a lot of love in the chat real quick. So we're going to go into a networking session, and in that networking session, we're going to do a lot of just getting to know each other. Before we do, I want to open it up to Q&A. Doreena's getting us queued up for the networking link. If you are interested in a one-on-one session, a call with one of our team, the link is bookacall.alchemistnation.com. They are trained to ask you a few key questions to see if you are ready to get to that next level or what is right for you. Some may tell you go to names on deeds. Some may tell you to go take the Millionaire Path Report. Some may suggest a different coach, a different course, a different book for you to read. Show of hands if you understand everybody's journey is a little bit different in the beginning, but we all end up in the mastermind if millionaire, financial freedom, legacy wealth, or $10,000 passive income is your goal. So the beginning entry point is varied because it all depends on where you're coming from, but the result pretty much is the same as we go down the funnel. In the end, our goal is to get you to be a millionaire who's helping other people become millionaires. Show of hands if you understand the process, or at least you understand our goal. You understand our mission. Perfect. Some people don't like that about us, that we're very money focused. I don't know what to tell you. I've never seen a charity run without money. So what we are is we're focused on getting people financial freedom so they can go do what they do best. So they can love, they can live, they can do live their best lives. So let's give everybody on the call a big round of applause committed to the mission. I love seeing it grow. I love seeing each of you stepping into leadership roles, helping others, supporting others, building your businesses off of the framework of helping people is just a really inspiration. So let's take a couple quick questions. They can be real estate related, business related. And if you don't have the link is now in the chat. There it goes. So it's bookacall.alchemistnation.com. And for everybody who's interested in the Q&A session, Doreen, are you able to drop that link as well? The Q&A session, not Q&A, the networking session we're going to drop into in just a minute. If you can drop that link in the chat as well. Awesome. So first unmute wins. First question or first share is the best one. And if I don't have somebody unmute, I'm just going to call on Shara because Shara is a title agent. She runs a great company, and I spoke with her this week. She's like, freshest conversation I had recently. So let's give Shara a round of applause. Go ahead, Shara. Unmute. What was your biggest takeaway? What do you think about the 52 weeks of wealth?
It was awesome. I took notes. So I loved how you referenced the names on the deeds because that's a book that I want to go back and read. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. And I definitely wrote down some goals. So that helped me too. So thanks.
Awesome. Let's give Cheryl a round of applause. And while we're doing that, let's take a look at Michelle Young, who runs the Gainesville group, who is the reason I got to meet Cheryl in person. So Michelle, what do you think of Shara and the transformation you're creating for her just by bringing her into this community?
Oh, there we go. What I think of Shara?
Sure.
So Shara, did I meet you? You were at Gainesville?
Sorry, just took a bite. Yes, so I was at Gainesville. I don't think we had a chance to talk, but we've talked on Facebook a little bit.
Okay, well, let's connect. If I haven't reached out to you, let's connect.
Absolutely.
Sure. Have you had Michelle's cookies yet?
Yes, I had them. They were amazing.
So Michelle, you're already having influence. Let's give them a round of applause.
I want to come back just for the cookies.
I feel the same. Go ahead, Roland.
So I'm at a property that I just purchased for rehab, and I wanted to give a short little tour, but I wasn't sure if that was appropriate at this moment. That's why I put my hands down. I don't know. I was just going to share my screen and just show people what a janky property looks like, and then show them what it looks like after we're done rehabbing it.
You got 15 seconds, man, but you gotta share your screen. We can't see you right now.
Oh. Let me see. Oh no, it's just too much. I'm gonna have to get rid of the background. I'm not gonna be able to do it now. Not for
All right. So, Roland, what I'm gonna ask then is, can you do a video tour of it and make a reel? So keep it under 90 seconds. Make a reel, put into the Facebook group.
Yes, I can do that.
All right. Show of hands if you're gonna hold Roland accountable. All right, Roland, we're gonna expect this in like the next 30 minutes, the next like 45 minutes max, because
I'm not gonna do a reel in 30. I'm not gonna do a reel in 30 minutes, but I'll get it in the Facebook group sometime this weekend.
All right. Well, let's see who's closest to. It's gonna be Mary Lynn. Mary Lynn, can you make sure that you send him a text? If he doesn't have it in by tomorrow morning, just text him, be like, hey man, where's that reel? The whole community is waiting for you. All right, let's give Mary Lynn a round of applause. She runs the community. She makes sure that all of our leaders are on track. Go ahead, Trudy, and then Scott right after Trudy.
Quick question about Jacksonville. You mentioned that you might be down there or there might be a meeting going on maybe next week. Is
Jacksonville
that accurate? And how do I find out?
Jacksonville was this week. I did it Tuesday. You go to alchemistnation.com and go to events. And on the events tab, you can actually search by location, you can search by name, and you can search by nearest to you. Are you going to be in Jacksonville?
Well, I'm an hour and a half from there, so I was considering running down if something was happening before I move.
So you missed it. It was last week, and
Right.
actually it was this week, earlier this week. So
Okay,
I should have texted you and said, "Hey, I'm in town."
no worries. All good. You didn't know. Thank you.
I didn't know, but I'll be in Atlanta next week if you want to drive up.
That's a bit of a hike, but thank you.
It's all right, Trudy. You're going to Houston, and we have an event starting in Beaumont. So Benny is going to be starting an event in Beaumont. No, it's not Benny. Yeah, it is Benny. It's Kingsley. Kingsley's starting an event in Beaumont. Benny is doing one in another part of Texas. Marilyn, you can unmute. Which part of Texas is Benny in? Oh, she got frozen just as that happened. Perfect. All right, Scott, you're up. Let's give Trudy a round of applause.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you, Galter, for the time that you've invested in me. And one thing that I love about being here, and the camaraderie and the people working together to build everybody around them up. It's not all about me. It's about building up the people, the team. And I got that workbook, and so I'm getting started on that one, and just looking forward to the process. For so many years, I've wanted, and it wasn't that I failed to or dream. I just didn't plan, or I had a plan, never started, never knew where to start, and feel like with the Alchemist Nation and the help and the other people that have reached out to me, and from the group, I feel like there's I'm on the journey now, not instead of just hoping one day to take a trip someplace. I feel like I'm getting a little footing, getting a little planning going, and I just want to thank everybody for their help, their support, and just looking forward to being able to pass that same help and support on to the people that come behind me.
Give Scott Knaus a round of applause. Scott is from Lakeland. I spoke in Lakeland last month. He's being mentored, I know, by Richie Decker. Richie's spending a lot of time with his community out there in Lakeland to make sure that everybody's moving along. And when Scott says time I've poured into him, I think we've been on 3 calls now, one with you and your wife, and then you and I have been on 2 other calls individually to make sure that your investment strategy is really tight and you're working towards it. So one more time, let's give Scott a round of applause. Like, I can't help if you don't book a call. That's kind of how it works, right? So for every person out there who's like, man, I don't know how to become successful. When was the last time you asked somebody who said book a call? And the book a call link is bookacall.alchemistnation.com. It's available on the website. It's available pretty much everywhere that you go on Alchemist Nation. So if you haven't booked a call, it's not my fault. Well, maybe it was before if you didn't know about it until now. So now, if you haven't booked a call, it's on you. So let's give one more time Scott a round of applause for taking action, jumping in. Scott, I haven't charged you anything, right? I haven't sold you anything. I haven't charged you anything. Just book a call. Been working through things. Awesome.
Haven't charged me a dime. Yeah, and just like what you were talking about earlier today, if you're not ready for that, then you just say, okay, we're going to work on the development and get you ready for it, and then you'll sell me the program. But I love it, man. Yeah, up front, honest, the integrity is right there, and it's just something that I feel that I can get in wholeheartedly, and I can't wait to help other people develop as well. Learning's the first step, and that's you've given me the resources, and you've pointed me in the right direction, and I love it. I can't wait to get there to be able to help other people along.
Give Scott one more round of applause. Man, I will work for testimonials.
I second. You got to book a call with Galter. Listen, I'm telling you, Galter and I are peers. We're peers, right? Every once in a while, I give him a great idea. He gives me 10 great ideas for every great idea I give him. So I'm telling you, book a call with Galter. The guy's brilliant. He's more brilliant than I could have ever expected. I think I might have to shave my head so maybe that's the difference. I don't know, but I'll try it if it'll work. But yeah, book your call with Galter. What's the link again, Galter?
bookacall.alchemiststation.com.
You couldn't make it something short?
I know. I feel like that was the simplest thing we had, you know? Let's give Larry Steinhaus a round of applause. I appreciate you, brother. If you haven't already taken a look at investor schooling, it's a great program, a very affordable way to get into all sorts of different investments. And his website's getting way simpler. I will say thanks to his ability to take action and a little bit of guidance.
Yes.
All right,
thank
so
you
we're
very
going to
much.
jump into another room that's just designed for networking. If you're one of those people who's afraid to meet other people, then you're one of those people who's afraid of money, because all the money that you want is in the hands of other people. So networking and building relationships really is the secret to not just my success, but everybody I've ever met who's a millionaire, multimillionaire, or billionaire. They always say, I partnered with this person, I talked to that person, this person gave me the money, this person gave me the deal, this person works for me, with me, does all the things that I'm not good at. Show of hands who aren't good at everything, and you can use some people who are good at other stuff that are opposite of you. So maybe, you'll meet somebody in this networking event, or maybe somebody will connect you with somebody else afterwards. Show of hands if you're okay with either result. The secret to great networking is being really clear about who you are and what you're looking for, and also being very clear about listening and getting really good at listening to other people's challenges, other people's problems. Because if you're a great listener, there's a good chance the people in the room will also be great listeners, and something you say could be leading them to helping you connect with somebody else or get you the resources you're looking for. There are no guarantees when networking, except for this. You have to show up, you have to talk, and if you do enough of it, you'll get the results you're seeking. Show of hands, we understand? It's all about results and stick-to-itiveness. Next week's wealth principle is wealth principle 24, the power of outsourcing. So this is a month of power. So 23 was the power of partnerships. 24 today was the power of stick-to-itiveness. And next week is the power of outsourcing. Next week's book is A Whole New Mind by Daniel H. Pink. If you haven't read it, this is a game changer. It was a game changer for me. It really changed my mindset on how things work. And the new age that we're in, we're no longer in the industrial age, we're no longer in the information age, we're actually in what they call the conceptual age, which is where you take 2 or 3 things and you jam them together and then you sell that product, and that gets you significantly more income. That being said, Dorina, what is the link for us to drop into? There it is. Okay, it's Gwalter, zoom.us/my/Gwalter ? Okay, that's really hard. So network session, if you are here, you're getting in. If you're not here, I apologize. For everybody on Facebook and LinkedIn and the other places, we'll see you next week. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. Grab that.